Hello guys, what's going on? My name is Sam, or Chaotic, and welcome back to another GTA 5 video here on my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showcasing the Jester Classic version 2 that's now available in GTA Online from today in the After Hours update, and also sharing 10 things with you guys as well that you need to know about this car. So let's go ahead then and jump straight into things. Yes, the Jester Classic at last has been released in GTA Online. Of course, it was supposed to be released with the last update, but due to various issues and bugs with the car, Rockstar did not release it. They held it back, they reworked it, and have now released it in this update on day 1 instead. You can buy it from the Legendary Motorsports website for the same price as last time, $790,000. It has the same description, the same images that Rockstar used last time, but it is a completely different version. It is completely reworked and so much better than the first original version Rockstar initially intended to release with the last update. I am so glad Rockstar held it back, reworked it, and have now released it with this update instead, and I'm going to be discussing all the changes and differences with this version over the original in this video. Okay then, so straight away you should be able to spot quite a few differences and changes between this new version and the original that Rockstar was going to release in the last update, especially if you drove around the last one or at least saw it in some gameplay. So some of the changes include a new front bumper, new headlights, new rear lights as well. Those on the last version were literally just stickers stuck on the back, and the texture of them was awful, as if Rockstar had spent no time whatsoever even developing them. And there's also a completely different exhaust system fitted to this car as well from standard over the original version. And as simple as it may seem, the interior to this car as well has been massively upgraded. The original had very low resolution textures, it just looked awful up close, whereas now Rockstar have upgraded it and put in the correct textures for this game. The real changes though take place over at the Los Santos Customs. No, this car is not a Benny's original Motorworks vehicle as we'd hoped even this new version, but there are loads and loads of new customization options available for this when you take it down to the custom shop, which weren't available for version 1. And that was one of the other major complaints which the community and many players gave to Rockstar about the original version. This car should be very customizable. The original version though wasn't. There were very few upgrade options. This one though is very satisfactory. So as you guys can see then, as soon as we go into the custom shop, we have a lot more options and categories to choose from. The first category being bumpers, and you can change both the front and rear bumpers, but as you can see, whereas beforehand I believe there's around 3 or 4 different options, there are now 13 in total. Some of these are extremely cool as well. My favorite one is option 13, the street build with canards, and even the turbo now on the intercooler at the front, as you can see, is spinning around, the little fan in there, whereas beforehand it wasn't. It was completely stationary. So even small changes like that have been made with this new version, which is so cool. You can also change out the rear bumper as well. I went for the rear diffuser, and it now has a red line around the edge of it as well, which it didn't have last time with the previous version. Now all the roll cages and seat upgrades are the same as last time, so that hasn't been changed, but what has is the next customization option, this being exhausts. There are numerous different options in here. Beforehand there were just 2 different options, those being the dual titanium and the twin chrome, but as you can see we also now have the single option and a Mark II chrome exhaust option too. This car also has headlight cover options as well if you guys like that sort of thing. Personally I wasn't a fan, so I didn't select any, but there are some pretty cool ones in there as well. The next option then is fenders. Again, we didn't have any of these options with the last version. If you want to, you can fit these rear spats, which are pretty cool. I selected these, or if you prefer, there are some bolt-on arches instead. Moving on though to the next option, this being hoods. Again, quite a few options in here. Many of these are very similar or the same ones available with the previous model, but I went ahead and selected the scooped option. That was my personal favorite, both from the previous and this new current model. Moving on though then to liveries, and yes, this car finally has some. The previous version didn't have any, but there are 10 different liveries to choose between, or you can just go for none. And again, there are some very cool ones in here. The Fakuru livery is one of my favorites, but my personal favorite one is the 10-minute car one. This of course being a reference to the Supra in Fast and Furious, this being very similar to the livery that was on Paul Walker's car in that movie. And the actual name itself, 10-minute car, is a reference to what Vin Diesel said said to Paul Walker in that movie as well. They were racing against each other, and basically whoever won the race would get the other person's car. But during that race, Paul Walker crashed his car and completely demolished it, which meant he lost, meaning that he had to give it to Vin Diesel. But he said, I want a 10-second car, not a 10-minute car. So there we go, this livery is a reference to that. Now as you guys can see, I resprayed my car both orange, primary and secondary, again a reference to the original Supra from that movie. And this car also has a trim color option, so you can change various parts of trim on the interior. This being something which the original Jester Classic also had, but with the previous version was completely broken, so that's now fixed as well. Anyway, moving on though to the next customization option, this being roofs. Again, as you guys can see, you can fit a roof scoop to this car if you want to. I did so, I thought that was kind of cool. You can also fit a skirt to this as well, the same options as the previous version. Then moving on to spoilers, this car has a load of new options, again, which weren't available for the previous edition of this car, and you may have just seen me go past it as well. This has the official Toyota Supra spoiler as well as an option. It's named the high level spoiler. Of course, I had to go ahead and select this, as I'm sure many of you guys will do so as well when you go ahead and buy and customize this car. Anyway, so those are all the new customization options then available for version 2 of the Jester Classic. Some really cool options there, I know you guys are going to love these, but now it's time to discuss performance. Now the first thing you guys need to know is, this car when it was releasing with the last update was going to be a sports classic, while version 2 is in the sports category, where it belongs. So you can now use this in sports races. As for its performance, well, this car appears to be pretty much the same, if not identical to version 1 Rockstar was going to be releasing with the last update, so that hasn't changed, but that's not a bad thing. This car was pretty quick anyway, acceleration and top speed wise, and handling this thing is very good as well. But with that being said guys, that's pretty much it then for this video. So the Dinka Jester Classic, also known as the Toyota Supra, is now available in GTA Online. You can buy it from the Legendary Motorsports website for $790,000. And it's massively improved over the original the Rockstar was going to release in the last update. I know I've said that a million times, but I am so excited and so happy about this, and I know you guys are going to be as well. I want to get your thoughts and feelings about this new car, so go ahead and leave a comment right now. If you guys could also drop a like on this video too, it would help me out a lot and it's greatly appreciated. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do, because I upload all the latest and the greatest Grand Theft Auto 5 content. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.